Alright guys, it's another cold winter day here in the Midwest, and I am doing what I love the most, driving around, wouldn't you know, a mobile home park. And I want to make a quick video just explaining some of the reasons why I absolutely love investing in mobile home parks, and really why it's my main focus. So I bought 2 parks in this last year, 2019. And 2020, it's really my sole focus. So right now I'm driving around someone else's park. This is not one that I own, but I wanted to shoot a quick video and just explain why it is I love parks, and what it is that makes so much sense about investing in them. So let's head back to my office and I'll show you some of the reasons why. Alright guys, we're going to talk about why I love investing in mobile home parks over maybe your apartment building, duplex, small multifamily, and single family houses. So we're going to keep this super simple, and I wrote down 3 reasons why. And number 1 is it's easy. The business model I follow is you only want to own the dirt, you don't want to own the homes. I own 11 homes in someone else's mobile home park, and they're a maintenance nightmare. The pipes are always freezing, things are always breaking, the utilities are super high. So you don't want to own the home, you just want to own the dirt. And that means that you are maintaining things like the road, you're maintaining the grass, the trees, the mailboxes, and things like that. It greatly reduces your maintenance costs and just makes things so much easier to run. So that's number 1, is it's easy. Number 2 is tenant retention. Now, if the tenant owns their own home, it's very expensive to move that home. So once they're in there, they're probably there for 5, 6, 7, 8 years, if not longer. I have tenants that have been in my parks for over 15 years. It's different in all parts of the country, but it's at least $2,000 around here to move a home. And so once they're in there, they're usually there for good. Another reason why tenant retention is so good is there's a sense of community in the park. It's kind of like a neighborhood you maybe grew up in, where you know all the neighbors, you're driving down the street, you wave at them, you have barbecues together and things like that. Very similar in a mobile home park. It's just such a community. Apartment buildings, I found, is people come and go so much that no one really gets to know each other, and it's just not a community like a mobile home park. Number 3 I wrote down is higher returns. Now this is changing a little bit just because there's such a great number of people moving from the apartment world into the park world, mainly because they know that there is higher returns. But I would say reason number 1 why there's a higher returns is because the asset's not sexy. Let's be honest. You don't want to brag to your friends like, oh, hey, see that? I own that mobile home park. It's a lot different when it's a really nice looking apartment building or house. It's kind of nice to talk about that. I don't really want to brag to my friends that I own mobile home parks. So that has kept the number of investors kind of low, which keeps the returns very high. Another reason why the returns are so high is usually these mom and pops who built this park, they still own it, or their kids still own it. So things have been ran very poorly for many years, and maybe the mom and pop have not been maintaining the property like they should. And a lot of times they're living off the cash flow, which means they're not reinvesting it back into the park. And that brings me to like the 3rd reason why that there's higher returns, and that's because lot rents are artificially low. I think the country's average lot rent across the whole country is $280 a month. And that's insanely low compared to the cheapest apartment you can rent. And the reason why is because these mom and pops, they get to know all their residents, and then they feel bad about raising rents. Well, if only they realize how they're hurting the park in the long run by not raising lot rents. So when I'm looking at these parks, a lot of times I'm seeing parks that I might be able to go in there and day 1 raise the lot rents, $50, maybe up to $100. And that might sound cruel, but when you stop and think about it, there is so many things you can do with that extra money. I just bought a park recently where the lot rents were $50 too low, and I raised it up, $20 day 1, and I was able to use that money to go and resurface the roads, put in new mailboxes, and the tenants appreciate that, and they'll learn to understand that the lot rents are low, and the park needs that extra lot rent to keep up with, you know, the infrastructure, keep up the roads, keep up the, you know, the curb appeal and things like that. So that is really the three main reasons why I love investing in mobile home parks. You know, they're easy, the tenant retention is so long, there's higher returns, and I'm sure I can name many more reasons, but we'll talk about that in a later video. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching this video, and I'll talk to you in the next one.